We'll do it live. We'll do it live in 2025 because it is January 2nd, 20 on the 25 on the Mayan calendar. And here we go again. Let's start it fresh. Brand new year. Let's have a year. Let's make some trades. Let's sell some options. Let's collect some dividends. Let's build that financial moat around our castle of love over time. I was building the castle of love just for two, though you never even knew. You're the reason. My singing game's off a little bit today. My singing Tourette's. Let's recap. On Monday, we did get a position of U Pro. That is a 2 times directional on the S&P, maybe 3 times. Is it 3 times? I need to get I used to have a cheat sheet like right up in front of me of all the leveraged ETFs. In fact, I'm going to put that up, and then also soon I'll put that in as a link below the video so that you can have it. And I never would recommend anyone use these leveraged ETFs unless you are super duper convinced that you have direction right. Because what I try to do and what I'm trying to develop for my own trading is probabilities. What are the probabilities? Are they in my favor? If not, don't trade, because probably the biggest takeaway I have for myself in 2024 is over trading. I have a tendency to over trade. It's kind of like, if you walk around as a hammer, everything looks like a nail. If you enjoy trading, then everything seems tradable, and it just really isn't the case. So, tangent aside, let's get back into it. UPRO bought 1,000 shares at 88.50. TNA added 2,000 shares at 40.32, which brought the average of 40.98, and that is for the IWM. That is the directional and IWM small caps in general. NUGT got another 1,000 shares on Monday at 34.34, brought the average to 35.38. We like to just keep doubling down, tripling down, quadrupling down on the AGQ. That is a silver directional 2 times leveraged ETF. 2,000 shares, 33.98, and then added another. No, I guess that was a complete position on UCO. I wanted 4,000 shares, but I thought maybe I'd get 2 and then another 2, and it just started immediately going in my favor, so that worked out. Or I should say it's about to work out when what I show you went on today. 2,000 shares at 27.13. And then on a Tuesday, on New Year's Eve, we bought another round of leaps on SLV. That's a silver ETF, $26 strike, 100 contracts, 116.26. And I define leaps, and I think people define them differently, but I defined it as an option that's over a year out. Spent $37,000 on that. 2 more tranches of AGQ, one at 33.73, another at 33.66. Overall average, because I think we're at 14,000 shares now, 35.55. So I got in. It all started a little early, which typically does for me, because if I would have just waited a little bit longer, a little bit more patiently, I would have been down in these numbers for all 14,000 shares, but that's just not how it works. And then today has been a busy little beaver. Hey, nice beaver. If you're laughing a little and you know what movie that's from, then yep, you're pretty cool. UCO did sell the position out at 28.37 for a profit of 24.80. UCO currently trading at 28.26. So that looks smart now, but it went all the way up to, did it go all the way to 29? I know I had looked at it for 1 second after, like half hour after I sold out, and it was at like 28.96. And then of course you go, should have kept it. But again, I enjoy taking profit. UPRO, I got stopped out on this, and because I moved my stop up fairly aggressively, because I didn't like the cut of its jib after it made a nice little move today. So I did get stopped out at 90.22 for a profit of 17.20. TNA got stopped out here. This ended up being really good that I was stopped out. Is TNA up on the board here? Hold on. Yeah, it's on the board. Got lucky on this one. Got stopped out. 4,000 shares at 43.49 for a profit of $10,057. And then Nug T. This one we'll go to Nug T. I don't have it on the big board. I don't think. No. Not done with Nug T yet, but I'm done with this round of it. Got stopped out at 37.38. That one was, I don't know where it's at now. We'll look at it in two shakes of a lamb's tail, but I know that it was just a fluke, one of those flukes that I got stopped out here because it ended up going over 38, might still be around 38. But we did put $4,000 into the skinny jeans. So total today to kick off the new year, $18,257 in profit on the swing trades. But we're still holding on to the underwater diver down. We'll go to that. Let's take a look. So here are options still in play. We got a couple of puts on the board here. AGQ, FCX, both. Whoa, we got one down, the other one up. That's good. GDX, this was over $2,000 earlier today. I nearly sold it to close. And hindsight, of course, I should have, but I don't think this is over yet. I think that it'll still run higher than where I was going to sell it out, which would have been like, I don't know, a $2,200 profit. So that's been cut in half already today. That's all right. That's okay. We still have a little time here, just over a week. What else? All the rest are down considerably, but way less than they were. Like just this morning, pre-market, these 27s were at like $59,000 down. Hello. Bitcoin. If you're using Robinhood, did Robinhood give you some free Bitcoin? They did for me. For some reason, I have this much Bitcoin in my Robinhood account. That's a lot of zeros. Hey, it was free. I'll take it. Right. So now we're down to two positions. AGQ got all the way to about, I don't know, 3,500 down. So now it has turned from its peak of today, and I'm now down 8,200. And then TMF was down. It got as high as what? 41.29 pre-market, and then it just tumbling. The walls keep on crumbling, tumbling down. The most I was down on this position was like 37,000. Currently still 30 grand down. It is the most perplexing because I still have the same conviction. So I think this one could turn into an enormous win, which is based on the TLT, the 10-year. Sorry, thinking out loud, or not. I'm thinking quietly. Like, why? How much lower could you go today? Let's go to the chart just to see. No, let me look at Nug T just to see. Again, I don't say this just to make myself feel good. I really don't have FOMO. 37.35, what I sell at? 37.38. See? Even better, but look how high it got. It did get, no, I guess it didn't touch 38. I thought it was at 38, but 37.97. Still, I'm feeling good. I'd still be fine if I was still holding Nug T, which is a 2 times leveraged exposure to market cap weighted index of global gold and silver mining firms. All right, so up today 77,728, but still well off of the all-time highs. But I did extract 50 grand and made I think what turns out to be a good call of when I bought another tranche of gold and silver, physical gold and silver. So when that arrives, I'll just shuffle that over to the bank deposit box. Got a goal of filling a second box this year in physical gold and silver. So we'll see what goes on there. Let's go to the charts. Silva. So this is spot silver. I'm still confident that this is our local low, and this is looking a little wonky, but it's trying to work its way up over here. Obviously, I'll need to move that. We'll move it now. Let's do it live. We'll do it live right now. Move this thing over to try to catch what the direction might be. Let's move it to 30, 56. Let's move this. It's going to be let's just say it's going to be a very shallow 4, which is very bullish. Let's see if we can catch a little of that action. Silver futures. Just put in some lines here to give me a visual parameters. I think that we're going to break down or break out, and my money is for sure on a breakout sooner rather than later. Hold 29, that's our red line. Take out 30, that's our green line. Very simple, because we're loaded for bear on silver, aren't we? Gold. Still playing along, still messing around, trying to get a triple double out of this triangle. I think we're going to, let me see. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to at least touch this upper trend line. And that's kind of where I've got the GDX plan in play. I think I got another GDX. Let's move that here. Where'd you go? GDX, next to the GDX, gold futures next to the gold. And there's my little note to myself. This is the gold futures. Sell GDX calls when GC hits 2700. And we talked about those GDX calls right there at 1168, currently up 1168, I should say. Those are the calls I'm referencing when I say I'm going to sell. When silver future or gold futures hits 2700, you know me, I like to get out a little early. I'm going to try to get better at that this year, but we get another move up here, which I think will be tomorrow. So it's had a really good day today, as you see. Really good day today, and I think we'll get a little pullback, which we're experiencing a little bit of it right now off of today's high, and then tomorrow we should be trying to test that 2700 on the futures. GDX, haven't moved this at all, but you can see we've come out of the doldrums. We've come out of the bottom. It's actually trying to go right to my green arrow. And do I think this 4 is done? I do. Doesn't mean it is. So what was this number? Like 30? Yeah, it's done. It's done. And now we'll need 5 clear. We want 5 clear waves up in the 5 of 3. So GDX, I think we're in good shape going forward. I put this on. This is just this is a 30-minute. Let me see what this changes when I go to 15. That gap makes me nervous, but I think that 4 could be even lower here. Could it try to fill that gap? Ugh. I'm gonna put it on there just for visual. The visual aid target's still 36 on this move. Is this the local bottom? My answer currently is yes. USO, it ripped right through the target, didn't it? Look at that. Min target 76. We got up to, I think, 77. Yeah, well into the 77s today. Nice little trade. As hard as oil has been lately, as you can just see, this huge range, like all the way back to, we can go all the way back to here, which would be in July, and look at the range it's traded in. We were betting on breaking out on the upper trend line, and we did. Same over here. We were targeting 72. We got up to 7. We touched 74 today. You saw me tracking this for weeks, and we are looking for the RSI to break out of the range to the upside, and it did big time. Big time, yeah. Oil's not done yet, but it probably needs a little cool off before the next move. TLT still just baffling and befuddling us. Had a really strong move earlier today, and I was like, here we go. We're in the third. And it's like, nope, we want more two. So I moved this two from here to here, and now let's call that the bottom of two. Right, Terry? Whatever you say, Bart, I'm with you. But I put this in also, take out 88.29, that'd be the top of this one. And that will confirm that this was the low. Okay, until that happens, this can still go lower. Why would you say that? I was just starting to trust you again. So let's take this. You've seen this enough, and it did exactly that. We're going to get through 89, or there could be one more lower low, and it didn't come close to getting through 89. It went down to 86.99. So let's take that off the board. Take it off the board. Yes, still looking for this. Still very confident that this is going to go on. I just don't exactly know when. IWM, like I said, I lucked out. I lucked out when my stop loss was hit. There's nothing I like more than moving stop losses up as it's making a run. And then we did get stopped out, which turned out to be luck because we made a nice profit over $10,000 on our TNA, which is the leveraged play on the IWM. Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin's trying to say this was it, that this was the C, or A equals C, basically. Just it did dip a little lower than the A, so that was our thesis, that the C was going to be lower than the A, but I thought it was going to be touching that 89 handle. It didn't get down there. I think this is it on the local low, so we could call that a 4. But I haven't spent any. I shouldn't say I haven't spent any time on it. I've looked at the chart a bazillion times. Yes, you did. But I think what will confirm this for sure is simple, and that is you take out 99,850, and then that confirms that that was the 4 low of this A, B, C. And typically a C is going to be 5 waves down, and that looks for sure like 5 waves down to me. But from a low, then you want to see 5 waves up. That might be 5 already. Might be 5 already, which would mean we can have a little correction. That would be 1. Okay, so say that's 5 waves up. That's 5 waves in wave 1. Okay, so if we put on, and again, I am what they call an amateur, right? So it would be 5 waves of 1. Then we get a little pullsy back, and then we roll. 3 is going to take us to, I don't know, probably knowing Bitcoin 104. We'll measure all these out, but then back here, and then all-time high. Another all-timer. That would be if I was to make a play at this exact moment. That would be it. Doesn't mean that this thing's done getting lower here. And because of the aggressiveness of Bitcoin, we need to confirm this, take out the 99,809, and then we would, and it doesn't have to be in this wave 1. We can get a pullback here, and then we run right by it in the third wave. Just talking out loud with you, my friend. SPX, S&P 500, still have the big chart on. We did touch up on that 50-day, and that's when I got out this morning. Well, I missed the high of the day, but I just didn't like the cut of its jib. So whoa. When did you put this on? Okay. So this would be here. This would be here. I'll redo this and measure it up real nice for you. I don't know. I'm expecting at some point a huge drawdown in S&P. Well, S&P, NASDAQ, the whole deal. And during that time is when gold and silver are going to the moon, head to the moon. There will be a large drawdown this year, probably sooner than later in the stock market. So that's what I'm thinking. Just talking to you, having a good time, thinking out loud, enjoying ourselves on a new year, starting off with 4 for 4 on swing trades. Hello. But we're still being gas faced. As you know, we got this monster sitting right here. It's either going to make us a small fortune or it's going to continue to make our butt stink. Yeah, one way or the other, right? Well, it's probabilities. I still feel like the probability is for the TLT to have a breakout sooner rather than later. Well, why don't you buy more shares? Nope. Full position, 10,000. Like fuller position than it should be, but that's my confidence in it. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share with a lovable friend. Click on the notifications bells and all the other good stuff, and have a wonderful day, my friend.